Thank you, Tina. I'm reading comments. And let's say hello to Tina, hello to Jackie, hello to Catherine. And okay, I think we're good now. Hey, Kat Chancellor, Stamp Art Connection and stampartconnection.com. Happy Wednesday. Hope you had a good week. I'm very, very happy to be here because I'm going to do my favorite. I think this is my my favorite suite out of the catalog. My husband found my glasses, so that was my husband. Anyway, my favorite suite from the Christmas catalog. I mean, from the winter catalog. And it is here on page Poinsettia Place. Love this. So I finally got it, and that's what we're going to we're going to talk about today. And I'm really excited because this weekend on Saturday, I'm going to be doing a workshop. You remember this project. This is a project where you make the box, and then we're going to make the cards and the tags that go with this box. It's a gift set that you can make for the holidays. Now, what's exciting, I'm so excited to show you, is that, let me put this aside, is that, look what I did. I made this project using the Poinsettia project. Look at that. And I used some of the products you've seen before. You remember this from the Forever Greenery. I used that where I put the poinsettia. This poinsettia is made with the velvet paper. And I used the gilded gems for the center. And then this is that beautiful green ribbon that comes in the set. You can see where I stamped in the background with gold, some pattern, and there it is. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm in love with this. Okay, so let's look at the inside real fast. Here's the inside of the projects using the Poinsettia suite. Just basically, you know, lovely card, and this is just nice, just stamped with some of the DSP. And this ribbon is actually from another set, and I'll tell you about that. And just a lovely little tag. And then this is our 3x3 card that I made. And there's 4 of them in here. So you can see oh, it was just a blast. And I'm just really excited about the poinsettia. Now I also took and made the poinsettia out of some very old, you might remember this. This was the white velveteen that came, I think it was a couple of catalogs ago, that was offered for one of the suites. And I don't remember which one it was. But I used it to create this poinsettia. And then I sponge daubed it with some gold. And once again, here's that neat fancy paper that comes from the Forever, I believe it was the Forever Greenery suite. And it's on the DSP. And look, here's that lovely, lovely little bauble, that pearl bauble that comes in. Okay, now this is going to be, so I'm going to show you how to put together the poinsettia and give you some tips. And then I'm also going to show you, check out this one. This card was made using the flocked DSP that comes with this set. Somebody has asked me to show them how to use this, and we're going to do that. Okay, so here are the projects that I did with this suite. This suite comes with a bunch of framelits, and I want to kind of go through this because this is kind of what I had to explore. Here are the framelits, and here are the poinsettia stamps. Now, I just used this stamp set right here to do all the cards for this set right here. That's all I used, is this one right here. That is that project. Then I cut out this flower with these poinsettias. Now, let me show you something, and I'm going to grab some of this red. Here's the velveteen paper, okay? And these dies come separate. So when you get them, they're going to come separated like this. And let me just kind of show you what they look like. They're going to come separated. They're supposed to go together and kind of fit together like this, but they're not, they don't lock in. What I recommend is using some press and seal. This is a press and seal that you use to cover like saran wrap. I use press and seal, and that way I can place these on my paper, and I'm going to run it through the Big Shot and show you how they come out. So give me a moment while we just run this through my machine. After I run it through the machine, let me get these out of the way for a minute. What happens is it gets a little, I mean, this will stick, okay, to your plate, but don't worry about it, because then all you have to do is you just pull off these pieces, okay, just pull them off and everything comes together. And then what you have, and let me pull in so you can see this, what you have is you have the leaf, but you also have, and do you see the pretty impression? You have a very pretty impression. You see the leaves and the veins there? So you go ahead and you grab your pieces like this, okay? I'm going to put that aside. And then what I did is I took a sponge dauber, and this is real red. The color of the velvet is real red. So I just took some, actually I took cherry cobbler. Okay, I'm going to take cherry cobbler with a sponge dauber, and we're just going to sponge just around the edges of our poinsettia. But I'm also going to, besides just going around this edge, I'm also going to kind of go through the middle right here. You see how I kind of put some color there in the middle? Because that's going to kind of set off my, the center of my poinsettia. I'm just going to use, some regular glue, but let me go ahead, kind of bend these a little bit, okay? And I when I say bend them, I mean you kind of want to pinch them. This is where it's going to get messy. You see that? So I do it before because I know that I do my sponge daubing before, because then I have a flat surface that I can put the sponge on, and it can make a nice, I gotta kind of wipe my fingers. It can make kind of a nice, it applies very evenly onto my edge, okay? Then you can tell when I pinch it, I'm going to get some ink on my fingers. It's just the way it is. So I'm just kind of pinching these a little bit, and I'm trying to kind of soften, by pinching. I'm also kind of rolling them between my fingers, and I want to kind of soften the flower up. Okay, now it doesn't look as stiff as it did before, right? It's starting to get that pretty flower kind of look. Catherine, the color that I'm using, that I was sponging on the real red velvet, is cherry cobbler, because I want to get kind of a nice darker kind of shade around it. And I'm just kind of working this a little bit. You can still see the vein in there, but there's your flower. I'm just going to kind of bend it. All right. So now let's put it together. I'm just using all-purpose glue. I'm going to put a nice dab, and I'm going to be generous with this. And then, like any other flower that we make, we just want to make sure we kind of cross those and line up our leaf between the open space. And we're going to do the same thing here, and we're going to cross that between the open space. And I'm just going to, use my tool here, and I'm just going to press down to make sure that I kind of have them together. And there you go. I'm going to let that dry. Now, the stamp set, the dies actually have this itty bitty little piece that you can make a center. I don't think that really cuts the mustard as far as this set is concerned. I really like either these nice gems, and let me show you how pretty these are. These beautiful gems. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. That is just so pretty. Or I use 3 of the smaller gold gems for the center. Okay, so let me just put this aside because I'm going to show you the DSP. Let me come over here, pull in the DSP. You have some really nice soft colors. You have some yellows, creams. And turn off this light so the light there kind of evens out. Some yellows and some creams, in the set. And then you have just some greens. And I believe the greens on this are Old Olive and Garden Green, okay? Again, you kind of have these soft whites, and these are like Old Olive and Garden Green. And then, look how pretty this is. You have, here's kind of your red, again, the cream color. That's the only thing that's really red. And then you've got this green, and that's really about it. Oh, this piece, I love this. This is the piece that I used for my card set. I think if you remember this set here, you use the paper from this set, and look at that. You take this and we run that through the Big Shot, and then look at the kind of card that you can come up with. And what I mean is that you add some texture here, maybe one of the texturizing embossing folders. Now you can use either, this color, the silver, or you can use, these gold. So isn't that gorgeous? That is so pretty. So I'm going to make this card and I'll post that on my set, but I wanted to demonstrate how easy it is to put this card together. Now, when you're putting together the back, and you flip it over, I use several dimensionals that I kind of make sure I get between here. And then I fit in my leaves, and the color that I use for the leaves is the Old Olive. But I just think that's just gorgeous. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my tool, and we're just going to put on some of these. And I'm just going to use I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to use all the same size right here. And all you have to do, oops, that one doesn't want to go. All you want to do is you want to use 3 of the same size right there. And there is the center. And that's just a little bit of glue that's going to dry. So don't worry about that. But isn't that beautiful? There is the center of your poinsettia. I think this is the prettiest poinsettia that Stampin' Up! Has come up with. And every poinsettia set in the last 5 years I have bought, because I simply love poinsettias. Now, I will tell you, if you get the red the red velvet, you only get 2 sheets. As you can see, this is the half of the 12 by 12. So you get 2 12 by 12 sheets. I've already made 2 poinsettias. I could probably make another one. So that's 1, 2, 3. You could probably get 6 poinsettias out of 1 sheet, which means you'd get 12 poinsettias out of a complete package of the velvet DSP, because you only get 2 sheets. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so that is our pretty poinsettia, our 3D poinsettia, and how I know that some of you bought this product after my workshop back in June or July. But remember, I kind of said, keep this. This is great for Christmas. This is going to look gorgeous. So this was really a good buy. So I'm going to put that aside. This paper comes with some really beautiful patterns. You can see right here, kind of a nice filigree, right? We could see this perhaps. Let me just pull some red paper. We could pull this behind the red, and I hope you can kind of see. And then maybe, is that something that this can go on, right? So there's an idea. Or instead of the gold, remember, you turn these over and this is white. So is that an idea there for how you can use this paper and your poinsettia if you're doing a 3D poinsettia? I'll also tell you that this poinsettia is pretty flat. If this is something that can get mailed, this 3D flower, much like the peony that we did earlier. Okay, so there's an idea. Then we go into this pattern, and let me just put my paper under it so you can see the pattern. This is a poinsettia pattern, but Catherine, here's the bonus. Take this framelit right here from your set and you place it right there, and this is what you have. You have a poinsettia that you can cut out. Here's a poinsettia that's been cut out of the flocked vellum. I put a piece of white, whisper white, so I cut out another piece to back it so that I could use it on a card like this. So this is how I used this paper for making this card. I just cut this out. I put it on the back. I just cut out a piece of whisper white. I put it on the back. I used, and you can kind of see that's gold. See that? That is this Delicata gold ink that I took a sponge dauber, and I just kind of sponged the edge a little bit, and then I put it on this beautiful DSP that comes with the set. Now, this ribbon, and I want to point this out, this ribbon matches perfectly with this paper, and this ribbon is in the, I think it's My Town. I'll show you the set. It does not come with the poinsettia suite. But once again, because Stampin' Up! Coordinates all of their products, not to worry, you can always find something that you can use in the catalog. And I just wanted to show you that. Now, there are several framelits here, dies, that come with this set that cut out the berries, right? You can see them. So I also used a piece, and you will recognize this. This is a piece, again, coming from that wonderful gold DSP, special DSP. I used that as a background, and then I cut out of gold foil. I cut some of these background pieces, and then I added kind of like little berries. These are the gold gems. There you go. You can kind of see that right there. And then there is the pretty gold piece in the center. This is Old Olive. This is the color of green. It's put on Old Olive, and then the leaves are Old Olive. But that is the set. Isn't that just gorgeous? And I could have used the ribbon, but I just thought it was kind of a bit too much, because you can see how pretty this ribbon coordinates nicely with this set. Then let's go off over here, and you'll notice, and let me grab my my paper. You'll notice you have these, and look, the leaves match up. So these don't match perfectly with the dies. I really wish I thought they would. But they don't. Nope, they don't. Okay, but the leaves can be cut out of this flocked paper. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show you this one. This one I made out of the white velveteen, and again I used that really nice DSP, that specialty DSP from the Forever Greenery set, and I just thought that is just gorgeous. I just love it. Okay, but let me show you what I did. I cut out a bunch of these little pieces of flocked poinsettias. And then I cut out some of these itty bitty little pieces here. You can kind of see how all the little shapes are. So I fussy cut those. Let's take cherry cobbler, and let's do the back side of our. Let me grab my little sticky here so I don't get all over my nails. And this is the alcohol-based marker, which, since this is vellum, it should work nicely. Okay, and let's see how that is. And let's put that on some white. Well, that's pretty. Look, I think that's an idea right there. So then let me use an ink pad and a dauber. All right, I'm getting the let's use, how about the ink pad and dauber on the front side? Now we can see that this works well, right? We get this nice color for the front of it, right? That's pretty. Okay, here's the ink pad and the dauber on the front. So there's how that looks. That same thing. I'm just going to use this one that I did with gold. And I'm using the ink pad, and I'm using see what I'm doing. I've got my ink dauber, and I'm just kind of radiating the color outward, okay? Very, very lightly. I'm radiating the color outward. Look at that. That is working very nicely, okay? And this is real red. And this is on top. This is on top of the flocking. So I'm on the flocking. Now, let's take a little bit of cherry cobbler. Just going to get a dauber, and this is cherry cobbler. And I'm just I'm darkening the center a little bit with the cherry cobbler. And it kind of got on to the middle. So let me just get the edges. So this is a much richer color than the real red, but you can already see that you can get a really nice effect with the sponge dauber and the ink. So I really like how those veins kind of run through there. Now you can use that. And remember, this is just half of a flower. Kind of like having that dark. Okay, so there is a nice flower. Let me see your comments. as I kind of lay these out for you. And you can see all the things that we did with. I'm glad it's pretty. Oh, the berry DSP. Oh, yes, that was that. Oh, that's a nice choice even for this one. Look at that. That's really pretty. Or flip that around and put that on there. That's pretty. So this is the berry DSP. So we can just kind of slip that under here as another idea. And I really like that. So, hey, we did some pretty cool experimentation on how to play with the poinsettia. And I really love it. I mean, I think it's a great set. Came up with some neat ideas. This is where my stamp pad fell on that. So it's wounded. And we came up with some really great ideas for how to color some of these poinsettias using the flocked paper, which was kind of a challenge, giving people some challenges. But if you use this framelit will fit perfectly over that flocked paper, and you have a flower right there. So I don't see any other comments. So Saturday is my class for how to put this box together, and some of the tips and tricks for both projects, both the ones that featured the leaf set, and then the one that features this set. For my members that are taking my stamping, my stamp class for boxes and tags, you can find it on my blog. There's still room, but you need to have some products. Now, the products that you need are basically, there is a card set in the annual catalog that is the card and the envelope. This is the card set that you need to make the set. If you don't have that, don't worry about it. I have a workaround. Basically, what you will do is you will build the front of your card, this, okay? And then when you order the card set, the card and the envelope pack, then you can decorate your envelope, and then you can put this on your card. So that's a workaround if you want to join the group and play with us on Saturday. Now, you also will need the 3x3 envelope, which serves as a mini card, and you just need the DSP and your cardstock to make this. So you just need whatever embellishments. And lastly, you'll simply need a tag, topper, punch, and whatever your coordinating ribbon is. So there's lots of opportunity for you to play with the stuff that you have and learn how to make something that you can give away, and hopefully some tips for making quite a few. They're really not that hard to make. I sat and made one in a day, now that I'm kind of working at my process. So that's what I want to teach you, is kind of how to work up your process. Go to my Stamp Art Connection blog, look on the top banner, and there's the information for my class, and just click on it. I will get notice, and I will register you. There is a cost, and it's through PayPal, and then I will send you the link, and I will send you the PDF that I'm working on now. So that's all the information I have. Thank you very much. It's 8 o'clock. I'll give you back the rest of your evening. Be safe. Stay well, and if I don't see you on Saturday for my class, then I'll see you next week. Thanks much.